Hi friends, come along as I get ready for an in-person craft market. If you don't know about me, my name is Joanne. I'm a fashion designer and a small business owner. I make one-of-a-kind clothing from vintage textiles, and I'm getting ready for West Coast Craft in San Francisco. I've done their LA location and it went really well, so I thought I'd try the Bay Area out this time. I've done a different market up there a few months ago and it went well, so I thought I'd do round two with West Coast Craft. So I have a few things I need to prepare for leading up to the market. I have about 2 weeks to get everything done. I need to finish up some inventory items. I'm working on some upcycled Afghan pieces, some vests and cardigans. And also I need to finish up some towel vest tops. Those have been doing really well for me in person and online. Since we're going into summer, it's kind of perfect for this season. At the very end, I'll talk about how it went, was it worth it for me, and my overall experience of the event. So let's just get to work. The next couple of days, I went ahead and finished all the Afghan pieces. I made about 7 pieces. Here I'm just doing some hand finishing work and then going off to my next project. So I had to take a quick break to fulfill a jean order. I wanted to get that done before I start working on some more inventory items, and it was kind of perfect timing. I was missing a size 29 in my size range to bring to the market, and she ordered a 29, so I just cut 2 out at the same time, and I'm just finishing it up. I'm ironing it. It just got out of the wash, so I need to iron it, measure it, and then pack it and ship it, and then keep one for my shop next week. I have exactly 1 week until the market. I need to finish some towel vest tops as well, so after I get done with these, I'm gonna get started on the towel stuff. And that's gonna be the last of my inventory that I'm gonna make, and then I just have to pack and shoot the content before packing as well. So busy week coming ahead. So taking a little break from sewing to make some shelves for my rolling racks. I have about 2 of these rolling racks that I'm gonna be bringing, and since my booth is a little bit smaller than normal, I wanna add shelves to the bottom to add more interest to my booth and just more space where I could lay out some inventory. So I went to Home Depot and bought these little boards. They cut it to size for me, which was really nice. And so I'm gonna attempt to sand on the edges and then also stain it, hence the apron. I'm not baking this Sunday. I'm actually gonna work on a little project since I only have 4 more days till I leave, so I gotta get this done today, and so that's my little project for this Sunday. So today's gonna be a chill day. I have a couple days left until I leave to San Francisco. So I'm just gonna chill and tag all my new items and record them in my computer because I pulled a muscle and I kinda wanna not strain myself so I have enough energy for tomorrow, since tomorrow's a big packed day. And so the rest of the day, I'm just gonna chill after I tag my new items. So it's finally packing day. It's Thursday, the day before I leave to San Francisco, and I loaded everything I need for the market in my kitchen. I put it in one spot because it's easier for me to check everything off of my list and making sure I have everything. And plus I have a little side door to my driveway and it's just easier to load into my car that way. So I have everything listed on my checklist here. And if you want a more detailed breakdown, I could do that in a separate video if you want. But this is kind of what I go through every market I do, making sure I have everything, just because, you know, you want to prepare yourself for success and making sure you have all your tools and all your things for your market. So I go off of this list. I'm gonna wait till the sun goes down a little to load up the car because it's a little hot today. So I'm gonna wait till the sun goes down, making sure I have everything on my checklist. And in the meantime, I'll pack my personal items since I'm staying in San Francisco for 3 nights. And I wanna make sure I have everything for that as well as everything on my market checklist, and then load up the car once the sun goes down. So these are the things I typically bring to every market. I have a couple rolling racks that I bring. Here's some of my inventory hanging in there. I have some more inventory in a bag, and in the back I have some more inventory plus the curtain to my changing booth, as well as a dress form. Some more display things here, like my signage, things like that. I have a rolling cart to help me load everything to the venue, some extra hangers and paper bags. I have some rugs, the bones to my changing booth, a full-length mirror, as well as the shelving I was working on earlier for my racks. And this is pretty much what I bring to every market, and it all fits in my car pretty easily. So it's Friday morning, I'm about to take off. It's gonna take me about 6 hours to get there, so I'll just see you in San Francisco. I got to the venue around 3 p.m. and went straight into setting up the changing booth. Since this takes up the most space, I wanted to build out my booth around it. I signed up for a 6x10 booth kind of by accident, not thinking it could be a little tight, but I knew I could make it work. I continued to hang all my items and playing around with the layout until I was satisfied. This took about 2.5 hours to complete, then went grocery shopping and checked into my Airbnb and chilled for the rest of the day. It's day 1 of the market and I was up bright and early. The weather was a bit gloomy and windy, but that's pretty normal around here. I arrived right when the doors opened for vendors at 7. It's always so cool to see everyone's work on the way in. I never really get to walk around, but I got to see some stuff as I headed to my spot. I got there early to shoot some content before the crowds rolled in, making sure everything looked just right. I double checked that all my items were tagged and hung perfectly. I also set up some business cards and a little bowl of candy for anyone who wants a treat. Here's my booth all set up. The shelves I made were perfect for displaying some inventory. My space was small, so I had to get creative. Made sure to have some coffee, then the doors opened at 10. Despite the wind and chill, lots of people showed up. I made my booth fee and then some, so I felt great at the end of the day. For day 2 of the market, the weather was much better than yesterday. The sun was out and so were the people. There were a ton of foot traffic, which was amazing. I sold 4 pairs of jeans that day, which is my personal best. I met so many wonderful people who really appreciate my work. It's always so rewarding to connect with others who love handmade fashion. As the day wrapped up, I broke down my booth, packed everything up, and headed home the next day. Now that the dust has settled and I had a week to reflect on my overall experience, here are my conclusions and thoughts about West Coast Craft. That weekend was really good in terms of foot traffic. As a vendor that does these types of markets, foot traffic is really important. I think because there were other events happening at the same time in that area, like Escape from Alcatraz, there's coffee shops and restaurants nearby, there's a park. I think people exercise in that neighborhood, they run in that neighborhood, and there's also a farmer's market that happens every Sunday in that same parking lot that we got a lot of trickle in foot traffic that was really fruitful for that weekend. The location of your booth is really important. Although you can't choose where you are placed, but you can upgrade to a corner booth. This time I was gifted a corner booth for free and it was located more towards the front entrance, which I kind of saw the difference in my sales. It was higher than usual. So I find that if you wanted to upgrade for a corner booth, maybe it's worth it. However, you can't choose where you're placed. So that's something that you have to kind of gamble with if you want to choose a corner booth. However, I did sign up for a smaller booth size. I usually do a 10x10 but this time I did a 6x10. And as you saw earlier that I had to squeeze 2 racks and a fitting booth in the 6x10 booth, and it ended up looking okay. It's just, it was a little tight, and I think for the future, I'll definitely sign up for a 10x10 just because I want customers to be more comfortable and have a little bit more space to walk around. But overall, I did make it work, and honestly, you could probably make it work too. You just have to get creative with how you place your booth, but I made it work with 2 racks and a fitting booth, and it was fine. As for inventory, I made sure to bring a variety of items, my summery items and my wintry items intermixed, because I think they work well together as well as they're eye-catching. I made it a point to do the cardigans and vests, even though those are more of my heavier winter items. They do well all year round. You just never know when people are shopping for things. So I made sure to bring them, even though no one actually picked them up, but they were eye-catching, and when they saw those, they saw my other summery items and end up buying the summery items. So I like to just bring a variety of items as well as variety in price ranges. I made sure to bring my low tier items, mid tier items, and high-end items, because I didn't want to just bring all my high-end items if someone wants to just support me and buy a small thing and kind of make it inaccessible for some people. So I made sure to just bring a variety of price ranges, just so if people really want to support you, they could pick up low tier items and still support you. So did I make money? And the answer is yes. With the expenses of travel costs like my Airbnb, gas, food, things like that, and then everything I made at the market minus the expenses, I did make a profit. I knew going into an out-of-town market that I probably won't make as much as a market I do locally, but I knew that the audience is really strong in that area, and I just wanted to experience it for myself to see if it's worth it. But I also know to keep in mind that these types of markets are for marketing. People pick up my business cards and they follow me on my socials, and it's great to get real-time feedback from a real audience. People will generally tell you the truth, and so I really like doing these in-person events just because you get real feedback and you meet people in person and people get to know you. I get people that already follow me, and it's just great to be around a community that support handmade artists. If you don't end up making a profit, don't beat yourself up too much. Just remember that it's for marketing. Make sure to hand out your business cards and tell people about your socials, and make the most of the event, because people will follow you and pick up your business cards if they like your stuff. Maybe they don't want to buy your stuff now, but they'll think about you for future purchases. So in conclusion, overall, was West Coast Craft worth it? And I would say yes. I've done their LA location and now their San Francisco location, and overall, they're both great markets to do. They do their due diligence in promoting their event. They do a great job on their socials, and as a vendor, I try to do my part by promoting their event. So it's kind of like a win-win situation. I love how they really do support local artists and handmade artists. It's really big on that. So if you want to sell at an in-person market, they're really big on handmade artists and local small businesses. So if you want to test out an in-person market, this is a great one to do. Thank you for coming along selling at West Coast Craft with me. If you want to support me, please visit my website. If you want one-of-a-kind unique clothing, please support me on my socials, as well as subscribe to this channel. I'm definitely going to be doing more videos like this and sewing tutorials, so let me know in the comments what you want to see. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.